Hey guys, welcome back. For today's video, I'm going to be focusing on the concerns that people have raised and the concerns that we had before we actually moved to this location. Anytime I post about our new build or our rural life, we get the same questions that keep coming up. People ask, what about wild animals? What about safety? How far is it from school and stores? And then what happens when it snows crazy or it rains too much? These are all valid concerns, and honestly, they were concerns that we also had before we moved here. So I'll share what I know so far. I'll talk about what our neighbors on both sides have told us, and then what I think you should think about before you consider moving rural. We're still new to all of this. Some of what I share is based on the little experience we have so far, and some is based on the research that we did, and then what our neighbors have told us. Either way, I will let you know everything we've heard so far. Okay, let's talk wild animals. So there are wild animals out here. There's deer, foxes, coyotes, wild turkey, rabbits. I know rabbits is not wild. And on rare occasions, you would find the black bears. So the good news is that black bear encounters are rare. And excuse this too. Black bear encounters are rare. You have to be deep inside the forest, so our land kind of extends back inside, so you literally have to be inside for you to encounter them. And when you do encounter them, they are usually very timid, right? They like to avoid people, and it's not just me saying, I haven't seen them before, but based on what our neighbors have said, that's what they do, right? And even when you see them in town, like if they ever come into town, maybe because they're hungry, they are usually still timid. They will still avoid you, based on what people are reporting. But again, I will let you guys know how we encounter them, if we do encounter them, and what they do as well. So what are we doing to minimize wildlife encounters? We're keeping our trash secure and locked properly. We've installed lights and cameras around the property. We have dogs on site, these two. And they're a great warning system. Even when we have people come to the house, they would usually bark, and then that's how we know that someone is here. And then if they're outside, if we see them fixated on something or looking at something here, then we're like, okay, maybe something is there. Maybe it's a squirrel, or maybe there's something else too. And something else we're also doing is we're trying to move the trees that's around the house. We're trying to move it backwards, right? So that we have more flat land than forest. That way, if the animals wanted to come towards the house, they would sort of stop around the tree areas, and then they wouldn't really come towards the house. So that's something else we're also trying to do. So far, we've been coexisting peacefully. We haven't seen them. I mean, we've seen the deers, but we haven't really had any personal encounter with some of the wild animals. But I will let you know our experience in a year, and then if we're still peacefully coexisting. Because everything is based on hearsay and based on what people are saying. But I will definitely let you know how it goes for us. So next is safety. Is it safe? Honestly, it is. It's just as safe as it is in the city. The only difference is for emergency services in the city, if you call 911, they can get to you very quickly, within a few minutes even. But here, it depends on how remote you are. It could take longer. So that's something to note. Before you choose your land or your property, ask yourself, how far is the nearest fire station, hospital, or even police station? Because that makes a big difference. For us, we chose an area that already has people living in it. On both sides, we have people that have lived here for 5+ years. One retired couple, the other couple same age as us, and they even have a toddler the same age as ours, which kind of gives us peace of mind to live here. Now, here's where it gets real. Some people suggested that we should get a firearm just in case. And I don't know how I feel about that. I'll be honest. It's mixed feelings. One hand, I understand the argument, right? If something happens, you want it to serve a purpose, right? On the other hand, I don't know how I feel about having a firearm in the same space as myself, my husband, my kids. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's something to actually ponder about. But will I do it now? No. Will I consider it in the future? Maybe. So my advice, if you're considering rural living, think about what makes you feel safe, and then just like plan things accordingly. For some people, they need to have like cameras and then lights. For some people, they just if they have dogs, they're okay. For others, if they have a legal firearm, then they are perfect. So just be honest with yourself about what your comfort level is before deciding to move rural. Now, let's talk schools and shopping. This is a big one, especially for families. The assumption is that if you're moving rural, you'll be hours away from school, hours away from the stores. This is true if you're very remote and you're deep into the woods. But again, it depends on your location. For us, we were very strategic. Right now, it's about 7 minutes from the elementary and the high school. And then around 25 minutes from schools in other areas around us. So there's different areas. So there's Carlton Place, there's Amonte, there is Lanark. So we can pick schools in any of these different areas if we don't like the one that's closest to us. This gives us flexibility and options. So that's something to consider too. You want to be central so that you have different options and you're not just stuck to a school that you don't like. For shopping, convenience stores, LCBO, the basic things, they're about 7 minutes away from us. The bigger grocery stores and hardware and bulk stores, so Walmart, Canadian Tire, those are about 25 minutes away from us. So yes, you drive more, but the funny thing is in the city, you could also easily be in traffic for 20 minutes. Actually, where we used to stay in Ottawa, it was about a 20 minutes drive to my daughter's daycare. And then the stores were closer, maybe 5 minutes drive. But then for some people, they're in the city, but things are still far away from them. So it depends, right? It all depends. If you're considering moving rural, this is something that you have to plan carefully. Before you buy land or you commit to a builder, you have to map out schools in your area. Check the shopping areas, check the hospitals on Google. We did that while we're choosing our land, and that's kind of saved us from being too far out from so many things. Okay, let's talk about the Canadian weather because we all know it can get intense. Snow is a major challenge in rural areas. In the city, they plow the snow easily and quickly. Here, because we have on a major road, they also plow it quickly. But I think one big issue for us is just clearing the snow on the land. So for us, the focus would just be on the driveway alone, just the driveway, because who's clearing all the other stuff on the other side? We don't need to use it, so there's no need, right? That's the main area we're using. So that's the only part we're going to clear. And to make life easier for us, we're not going to be using those regular snow that you use in the city because you're going to spend it's not too far off, like the driveway from the road, but it's kind of far, right? To clear the snow and you're using those regular snow blowers, that will take time. So we're going to be investing in a mini tractor that will make us clear snow very easily. We don't want to use those regular snow tractors or use like those snow shovels. Yeah, that would be too hard. As for heavy rain, we don't really see any major issues. Yeah, trees could fall, knock out the power, but that also happens in the city too. If we ever face big weather challenges, I'll report and let you guys know how we handle it. But for now, we're just preparing ourselves with good equipment and then just backup plans in case of severe weather. To wrap this up, for those people that have big concerns about wild animals, safety, schools, shopping, and weather, my takeaway is do your research before moving, right? Don't just fall in love with the property or with your land. You should be very, very strategic. It's very easy to romanticize this type of life, right? But actually living it requires serious planning. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments what your biggest concerns are about rural living, or if you already live rural, what's one tip you would share with me, or what's one advice that you think I should know as a newbie?